It's party time, summertime, party time, summertime. Welcome to another once, twice, three time. Once it lets me get in. It's not really summertime, but it is summertime, if you know what I mean. It's kind of summertime. Like, the thing still says summertime, but it's not summertime. This is not a summer event, but this is a new event. The question is, where are we being isekai'd to today? And I do wonder if this is better to do or not. So I'm going to try to do something special. They're still asking about them comics. We have a new event. We have an old school Shiranui. We have a young and vibrant Asagi, which I do happen to have. Not to be a spoilerific person, but I do have this. So if we don't pull her, which we are going to do some summons. What is that? Mileage. I do happen to have enough mileage, and I do want young Asagi with all the cares out of her mind. A young Asagi before her life was completely destroyed. Look at that smile. Look at that face. Could you see a happier girl in your whole life? If only she knew the horrors, depending on which version of Taimain you watch also, would have befit her. Actually, I take that back. Even in the non-adulterated versions, it is canon that Oboro did some things, but some of those things have been exaggerated into video games. So it's kind of a weird situation, kind of meta, but we're here to do it. And the bigger news is we're probably actually going to finish this. We're going to get a weapon, which is pretty cool. I'm going to get a little clap. I don't know who's going to go. It is. But we're going to get a weapon this time. So I don't know if I should start with the story or I should start with the summons. I'm kind of like confused. I feel like I should start with the summons. So this time around, I'm going to do something a little bit different. We got the gacha here. I'm going to test something. Now that I know, I could have just looked at it. After the first few rotations, you just get the card. I didn't know that originally. I thought you had to get all the pieces to get the card. Now, I'm not sure how many, so I'm looking here. It's like 15. It doesn't look like there's that many things to get. Maybe like 30 or something per turn. The max is 50. So it looks like if you get 50 per turn, I might be able to get all the rotation items, which would actually be really good for this account because I need these, I need all this, I need all this stuff. Definitely need experience like stuff up. And of course her pieces. So I think what we're going to do this time around, which I may or may not regret, we're going to actually go through her entire box. Pause. It's okay. She's a future mother. It's cool. This is the young version of Shiranui, before she was broken and, depending on what story you're listening to, a complete monster. Alright, so we got some goodies. So obviously 50, I assume, get you everything, right? It does not. Did it really do 50? But again, I do need these things to make these girls stronger, so we're gonna do it. Normally I would go to the next one, but we're doing a test. We got all that stuff. There's still a lot left. I could have swore I would have more options here. Is there anything I really need to pull from this other than this stuff? I do need those contracts. I can get 37 more, it looks like. I don't know if this is a good play. This may not be a good move. Now, there's still plenty of tickets to get, but everything is done. We got everything, and we got it all. Nice, the next round. Now, last time when I finished the Rinko stuff, I actually had a lot of good stuff. Ooh, a bunch of new stuff here. But they go so fast. That's my only concern. They go so quickly. Those tickets do not go far, but I still got 2 weeks to do it, so it's not too bad. I already got 99 tickets left. And I'm wondering, what is this, a weapon supply ticket? A ticket for requesting a supply of special weapons. You can supply weapon. I don't know. I've kind of gotten to where I'm understanding more of what the game. So I've been playing off camera, obviously. So you get 137 pulls. I don't know if it's safe to do this. It took me about, I want to say 7 days? The event came out a week ago to get this done. I don't know if I should go all the way in, especially on this one. I don't know. This one, these parts are important, but what if I miss out on the character by doing this, you know? I mean, I already got the character. Next round, I mean, there's 2 more of these. Oh, there's only 1 more of these, I think. Got that one. This is this one. And this is this one. There's 2 more rounds of these, and then you get the card guaranteed. I don't know if it's like action timing where this one doesn't, like, you get the card. Since this doesn't change, I wonder if these don't change either. So really what you're trying to get is just the max your, oh man. See, the problem is with this game, I've noticed, it makes me wonder how the rates are in this game. You need these little things to level up your high level girls. And they have to have the certain star amount. Like the 5-star is what you really want. The 4-star is what you really want. So I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't think we're gonna get the unit this way. That's the only problem. I'm trying to think of 14 days left. Oh, I'll just tap it without thinking about it. We won't be getting the unit, it looks like, but we will be getting a lot of other goodies. And this will help me with the unit. Hopefully it gives me some more stamina to play. Alright, the next round. So I am doing this kind of like a test type thing. If I was wise, I would have gotten all the dailies for today. I only got 4. That's okay. Now technically... Oh, is this a round 4 rotation? No, this is round 3. Yeah, I really do think I do. Ooh, yeah, I really think I do need to get these because a lot of these are based around leveling up your girls, and the better they are, the more they can pull off. So we're not gonna get her this time around, unfortunately, but that's fine. We got a little tease. Next time, I don't do these until I do the video, so we'll get her next time, more than likely. But we will do this right now. I can't believe I'm actually gonna get a weapon for once. We will be doing this right now. Story part 1, and hopefully I fix the issue with the choppy looking video. Voices, I'm not sure. We'll go as we go. As we go. That's what we do. Whoa! Piat! On a day off, Yatu Murasaki and Momochi Toyo were sparring on the training grounds of Gosha Academy. Wait, Momochi Toyo is a good guy in this story? Murasaki was well known for her exceptional strength among the Taimains, but Toyo was deflecting every single one of her attacks right where he stood. After exchanging several blows, Murasaki lowered her axe, relaxed her stance, and bowed to Toyo. Thank you, Mr. Momochi. Your skills are as magnificent as ever. I have become quite You have become quite precise yourself, Miss Murasaki. Had we continued, it wouldn't have been long before my deflections failed and I was overwhelmed. Had this been actual combat, my head would have been taken long before that. I know you aren't someone who'd stay down just from losing your head, Miss Murasaki. The tentacles would bring it back. After a brief silence, the two smiled at each other and let out a soft sigh. This isn't the past. This was strictly just a light warm-up, not even an amounting to real training. If they got too heated and overdid it now, scoldings from various parties would be unavoidable. Murasaki decided that it was time to call it a day. Since in Murasaki's thought, Toyo smiled beneath his helmet. So I guess he's not a demon yet. Great work, Murasaki! That was an awesome demonstration, Miss Murasaki. Mr. Momochi. Momochi? When did you guys get here? As Toyo was feeling deeply moved by Murasaki's growth, Igawa Sakura and Fuuma Kotaro, who had been watching the two from a distance, showed themselves. I told Fuuma that you were training at the school. Then he said he wanted to watch, so I brought him along. Whoa. Aren't you diligent, Fuuma? Library also mentioned that observing Miss Murasaki in Mr. Momochi Toyo's training session would make a good learning experience. To receive such words from someone as esteemed as Mr. Sago. Excuse me. Oh, that's Toyo. To receive such words from someone as esteemed as Mr. Sago. Excuse me, my library is truly humbling. Mr. Library, that makes more sense. I was very confused. Why are they talking about are they talking about a cognizant library? So, was it of any useful reference to you? In my current status, I wouldn't even be able to break through as Miss Murasaki did. Even if I close into this distance, it would be a guaranteed defeat. I think just knowing that is an achievement in itself, and it will serve as a reference for the future. I heard you were excellent, but you do possess good eyes. not just the evil eye. Though it's pretty much the same as saying that I'm completely helpless on my own right now and throwing my hands up in surrender. Toyo praised Kotaro for accurately assessing the difference between his own power and his opponent's skill, but Kotaro shrugged his shoulders with a bitter smile. You just got complimented. It'd be nice if you could just be honestly happy about it. Sakura is right. No matter how excellent you may be, you are still just a student. There's no need to depreciate yourself for not measuring up to Mr. Momochi. Yeah, you won't go evil. Not in this canon, probably. Even if you say that, you'd get mad at me if I actually got cocky. You know me well. I will give you a point for that. Wow, I appreciate that. But I'm not entirely joking. In fact, I could barely exchange a single blow with him when I was around your age. You've been training with Mr. Momochi since you were that young? I thought it was only after you became a teacher. Aren't you also Igawa? How did you not know this? Besides, Mr. Momochi is Headmistress Asagi's master too. Even if you say that, when Murasaki was around our age, I would have been this tiny, so even if I knew, I wouldn't remember it. I guess you have a point. No, she doesn't. Sakura was still in the middle of having the basics drilled into her back in those days. She doesn't know how because she simply didn't train with me. That aside, how old do you think I am? Oh, that's not what I meant. Sakura just made it sound so convincing that I sort of went along with it. Is that so? As Murasaki glared, Kotaro desperately made excuses. Toyo could not suppress a chuckle, causing the three of them to turn their eyes toward him simultaneously. My apologies, I was simply remembering the old days. However, there are lessons to be learned from a senior's experiences. Miss Murasaki, how about telling them a story about that time? Ma'am, I would really like to hear it. A senior's experience. I'm not entirely sure about this, but very well. Ah, a story time. It was back when I was a mere young student, not a teacher. Attending Gosha Academy, not much different in age than you are now. It happened after the coup was suppressed by the Igawa elders, led by Hattori Seishu, right around the time Miss Asagi was first starting to be hailed as the almighty Taimain. Unlike Mr. Momochi, my older brother, I was too young back then to participate in suppressing the coup. At that time, I harbored deep frustration over it, and resolved to dedicate myself entirely to training so that I could truly be of use to Miss Asagi the next time, and to surpassing Miss Asagi so I could become her bride. Just let that out there. Wait, hold on. What? You asked to hear this story? Well, yes, but what do you mean, Headmistress Asagi's bride? Back when Murasaki was even younger than us, she got our big sister to promise that if she ever beat her, she would take her as her bride. She's always been totally devoted. Miss Murasaki, you've been dedicated to her since that far back? It was already a well-known fact among the students that Murasaki harbored extraordinary feelings for Asagi. The sheer unimaginable depth of this history left Kotaro wearing an indescribable expression. Was it judgment? However, lacking the sheer nerve to voice those thoughts out loud, he quickly apologized for interrupting and urged Murasaki to continue her story. If you have questions, I will answer them all at once later. For now, sit there and quietly and listen. Oh, it's a young Murasaki. Murasaki back then believed that she could no longer grow through academy classes or solo training, so she sought out Toyo, who was the head of the Momochi clan and had served the Igawa family for a very long time. Mr. Momochi, I demand that you have a match with me. Her business with him was far more ruthless than merely asking for guidance. Murasaki at the time truly believed that by defeating Asagi's master, she could force herself to grow. Murasaki, I understand your feelings. However, now is not the time to rush. As a student, you must focus on your training at the academy. That would take too long. At that rate, I will never catch up to Miss Asagi. Only by fighting and defeating you, her master, can I ever hope to approach her. Then, next time, Miss Asagi will finally be able to rely on me. Judging from Murasaki's state of mind and realizing that words alone would not persuade her, Toyo let out a soft sigh and faced Murasaki directly. In an instant, an overwhelming pressure and murderous intent radiated from Toyo, enough to make every hair on her body stand on end. Murasaki could not even take a stance. She simply held her breath. Knowing that I am Asagi's master, you still expect to win. Know your place, child. Look at you, trembling from a mere glimpse of my murderous intent. In such a pitiful state, you aren't even worth fighting. This is from excitement. It's an axe. Trying to hide her fear and intimidation with a shout, Murasaki lunged at Toyo, but before she could even raise her weapon, Toyo's hand blade stopped right in front of her throat. Surely you understand now, Murasaki. As you are now, you stand to gain nothing from sparring with me. Focus on your training as a student and build your strength for now. Murasaki? I was never arrogant enough to think I could win from the very start, but next time, I will defeat you for sure. Failing to understand Toyo's true intentions, Murasaki spat out those words, bit her lip, and stormed off like DSP in Project 7. Left alone, Toyo groaned with a troubled expression. I guess it is different from talking to my daughter, or will Nagi become just like her when she reaches her age? Feeling disappointed in his own inability to guide Murasaki as her senior, and suddenly worrying about the future of his own daughter, Toyo brooded gloomily over the future. And from that day, Murasaki's sudden ambushes began. If he really wanted to brood, he should be considering the fact that his daughter is now in RPGX. That's worth a father brooding over. One early morning on the street. Mr. Momochi, prepare yourself! Ha! Even if it is before class, letting your guard down so early in the morning is hardly commendable. He really wants to fight this guy. Shit, look at her sneak up on him. Another night, she waited in ambush on a dark road. I got you now! Don't make such a racket so late at night. And on another day, in the academy hallway, where he had visited to report on a mission. Hey, it's Shiranui. The atmosphere is exceptionally heavy today. Miss Shiranui, my apologies. I guess I made the students anxious. Don't worry about it. Half of it comes from the years we've known each other, and the other half is just my intuition. It was enough for the students to notice anyway. But seeing as you aren't denying it, it looks like something indeed happened, though I cannot imagine you ever failing a mission. I should say the mission was completed successfully. Right now, with Gosha shaken by the recent coup, I did nothing that would expose any weakness. I see. Even so, you must be carrying a heavy burden, especially with Asagi and me unable to leave Gosha. I volunteered for this. Miss Asagi must solidify Gosha's shaken foundation and place it upon a solid rock. To Shiranui's eyes, there appeared to be neither falsehood nor hesitation in Toyo as he spoke. If that is the case, then what exactly is making Toyo so troubled? Shiranui tilted her head in thought. Then, could it be that Nagi has hit her rebellious phase? Nagi has no such rebellious spirit. I would beat it out of her. There was no falsehood in those words that returned without a moment delay. Either Shiranui wanted to advise him that thinking that way would only make things harder for him later, but she held her tongue. However, it was also true that he wasn't agonizing over his daughter's issues. Then what on earth was distracting the mind of the master, Momochi Toyo? Shiranui intended to pry deeper, but an undeniable aura of pressure approaching from down the hallway wouldn't allow it. I've got you! Murasaki? Shiranui blinked in surprise at the sight of a student rushing to Toyo out of nowhere, where Toyo didn't even bat an eye. He had already noticed that Murasaki was holding her breath ever since he was delivering his report in the principal's office. This is hardly the behavior of a student council president who ought to be a role model. Toyo stopped Shiranui with a glance just as she was about to move, forecasting that dodging would inevitably result in the destruction of the academy building. He caught Murasaki's axe and suppressed her single-handedly. Except during emergencies, one is not supposed to run in the corridors. I will get you! Next time! And she's off. After letting the frustrated Murasaki leave, Toyo bowed his head towards Shiranui. That must be kind of frustrating to deal with. I'm sorry for causing a commotion. No, forget that. What was that just now? Why was Murasaki targeting you? That is... Toyo lost his words as he tried to explain the situation. Normally, stopping a student's rampage and guiding them is the duty of teachers like Shiranui. However, Goshi is currently unstable. Under these circumstances, it was perhaps unavoidable, but they couldn't keep an eye on every single move of the students. Toyo is not a teacher, but he believes he should support them as a senior. Having judged so, Toyo chose to remain silent. Maybe in this canon, Toyo doesn't turn into a monster. It is nothing. For now, it would be best to leave her alone. Well then, I shall take my leave as well. No, okay. Don't tell me Murasaki is... One day in front of Inagaya on a weekend. Father? Nagi, go ahead and pick out whatever you want. Even if I am not... Even if I am not ill-mannered enough to spoil family time. Even I am not ill-mannered enough to spoil family time. Being stalked all day until I am separated from my daughter does not exactly put my mind at ease. Is that so? In that case... Oh gosh. Even after that, Murasaki challenged Toyo again and again, and the days of her continuous defeats went on. Murasaki, you really are. I don't want to cause Asagi any more worry than she already has right now, but this isn't something I can handle on my own. Because of those circumstances, it was impossible for me to even properly cross swords with Mr. Momochi Toyo. I added the Toyo part. Murasaki spoke with a soft expression, as if reminiscing about the old days, but the faces of Kotaro and Sakura, who were listening to the story, were completely frozen. So, you were jumping him regardless of time or place? You've always had that side, but interfering with family time was definitely pushing it, even for you. No, but I lost in the blink of an eye that time as well. Nagi hardly had time to feel abandoned, let alone notice her father had gone missing. That's not the issue here. That wasn't training. It was just a series of random assault. Kotaro now understood why Toyo couldn't help but let out a chuckle earlier. At the same time, he admired Toyo's character for being able to digest such a past as a laughing matter. Miss Murasaki back then was a mad dog, not a single bit inferior to Miss Armane. She was that bad? Hearing his own close blood relative reference made Kotaro realize the true weight of Toyo's hardships, back then hitting him even harder. But listen, this is a method I used against Miss Asagi as well. Sensing her reputation dropping among the students, Murasaki spoke up in a flurry. Miss Asagi would strike me down no matter when or where. Against Mr. Momochi, who was her master, I had no luxury to worry about saving face. But I do admit that I was reckless and did whatever I wanted back then. Even to Murasaki, her actions at the time were indefensible. Dutifully admitting her past faults, she resumed the story as if fleeing from the dumbfounded glares. Days continued as she challenged Toyo and was defeated without a sweat. And on that day as well, Murasaki challenged Toyo, who had visited a hill on the outskirts of town, and was defeated again. Wait. As a senior, Toyo had been accepting Murasaki's ambushes up until today, but Murasaki's persistence was beyond imagination. He hadn't gone easy on her. In fact, he'd crushed her with the sole intention of breaking her spirit. Yet, even though she must have realized her own inadequacy to her very bones, Murasaki still continued to challenge Toyo. Her unyielding spirit was truly admirable. Even so, instead of wasting time getting constantly beaten by Toyo, grounding herself in disciplined training would be the wiser choice for Murasaki. Toyo, who had called out to Murasaki to convey this, was racking his brain on how to bring it up. Perhaps mistaking that silence for an opportunity, Murasaki was about to lunge again, but... Oh! That is enough! Look at Asagi, looking good, girl! Murasaki, lower your weapon! It's Asagi! I didn't want to cause you any distress, but Has it already reached your ears? That was a meaningless consideration, Momochi. Rather, consider the fact that you have kept it hidden until now to be a blasphemy. Yes, my deepest apologies. Asagi's voice carried a suppressed but distinct anger. It was no wonder, even if Toyo himself was putting up with it. It was a fact that Murasaki was troubling Toyo, who could be called Asagi's right-hand man. No matter how cherished she was, as the leader of the Igawa, her anger toward Murasaki for committing such a foolish act must be great. However, Toyo did not want Asagi and Murasaki to fall out over this matter. The same would surely go for Shiranui, believing that he had to mediate somehow. The loyal Toyo tensed up. My liege, this is... Miss Asagi, please, do not stop me. Cutting off Toyo's words, Murasaki cried out with the tears in her eyes, but that only had the opposite effect. Asagi's gaze grew even sharper, piercing through both Murasaki and Toyo. No matter what the circumstances are, I will not allow this. Oh my! What's gonna happen to Murasaki? Find out on the next episode, but we're not done yet. We're gonna do some summons. I have enough to do some summons, so we're gonna do 2. And when we come back, we'll do more. That's how it works. Now, technically, I'm not mad if I got some tickets. Let's do the ticket first. I don't think the ticket guarantees anything. It's a ticket. And one of them was free. As a bonus suit. Blue. Okay, nothing crazy. Which I guess getting... I don't know, it's weird. So I'm not sure how bad the rates are in this game, because technically, in order to max out the girls... Are you new? Oh, you're not. I don't remember getting you, though. One crazy looking outfit. We'll do one more. She must be old. All right, let's go. What do we got? What color? Blue? Okay, it's just the appetizer. So I don't imagine the rates are too bad in this game if you need just any 5-star to level up your girls. I imagine 5 stars are pretty... You can get these in summons? Okay. A 3-star Reaper. All right, we're gonna do 2. What do I got here? I got tickets for these. Oh, I should use a ticket for this weapon. We'll do that next time. We're not doing this, but I can. Also, don't do summons when I don't do videos, which is bad for the daily missions. Because you get 5 tickets for that, but I'm missing out on that because I'm purposely not doing summons, so I don't prevail. Ooh, purple. Again, if I get the Asagi, I'm not mad. I'll just keep saving up the mileage. But if I don't get the Asagi, ooh, I got 2 purple. Pink.
Taimain, 伊賀は浅木よ。神魔外道の悪を滅するため、今はあなたに協力しましょう。
Hey, there she is. Look how full of life and happiness she is. Hina Worrell, okay. Azumozuru. So yeah, I don't gather there's any benefit to combining certain characters with their own versions of themselves. It's just the stars that matter. So all these units, while useful, honestly, these units are really good to have to level up to 4-star. Because... Oh, no, brought it. We skip if we've seen it before. Interesting. That's new. Bam. Okay, so that was the other purple. Again, that means nothing as far as getting a dupe character, to my knowledge. We'll do one more. That'd be crazy if we got Murasaki, too. Maybe we'll have to do a summon next time. Ooh, maybe. Shiny. Ikichi-oi? I got some girls to level up now. Rini, was she dancing? Fuuma Kotaro, I'm hoping for like a better unit for him in the future. A 5-star Fuuma. I do love Fuma's design. One of my favorite. Hey, looking young, girl. Let's go.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Oh, Condor, what are you doing here? This game is way too mature for you. Get out of here. I love her outfit. She's not special in any way. Hikaru or Jiro. So again, like I was saying, there we go. She's been acquired. I don't have to use my mileage on any of them. Pretty good summon. Nice. I guess we won't be doing summons next time. What's this? Recruit count remains even if the pickup changes until you receive a reward. Wait a minute. Oh, that's goated. So if I don't pull the unit, I didn't realize that. I could have done this with the summer editions. So this is the best pity I've ever seen in any game ever. So you do summons on here, and even if you don't get the unit, this is the unit you get, you can obtain. But if you don't use it, you can get the unit later with the same amount of tickets. Oh my gosh. Why don't other games do this? I'm not gonna lie. Taimain and Squad's kind of got a hold of me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of digging it. This video has gone too long, so we gotta go. Before we go, let's take a look at Murasaki. There she is. Oh, looking good, girl. Looking good. Nice outfit. We need to get that in action Taimain. Until next time, I will see you on the next once, twice, 3 times. Cool.